Patch worked her way out of the brush, trying to find the tree line. She knew that once she did, she'd find the guys waiting for her. But leaving a hawk behind was tearing her apart. She knew that she couldn't help him. Not now. The bullet had sliced through his stomach, probably hitting more vital organs than she'd ever like to admit. And when he told her to go, to just leave him there, Patch told him the truth. She loved him, and had for a long time now. Letting him die in the forest all alone wasn't her choice. But if he wanted her to go and leave him there, then he could just hear her say the words that she had longed to tell him for months now. Patch was hoping that would change things, that her words would convince him to let her stay with him until the end. But she knew Hawk well enough to know he wouldn't allow that. He wouldn't want her to sit by his side and watch him die. He was about to give her back those same beautiful words when gunfire rained around them. He pleaded with her, demanded that she leave him and go find the others. Patch knew that was the last gift she could give him besides her heart. That also belonged to Hawk now, and always would. She bent to gently kiss his lips and took off for the tree line, not looking back. She couldn't look back, because if she had, she would have turned around and demanded that Hawk get up and walk out of there with her. She wanted to laugh at how ridiculous that thought was, but all she seemed capable of doing was crying. She swiped at the hot tears that spilled down her face and tried to find the clearing. That was where the helicopter would be waiting to take them home. Not that it would ever feel like that again. Not without Hawk. "Patch," Ratchet called to her, waving a flare over his head, signaling her as to where they were. She ran from the forest and into the field where her team was waiting. "Where's Hawk?" Mason asked. He didn't make it," Patch sobbed. "They shot him, and he told me to leave him. I couldn't patch him up. He was too far gone, and when they started firing at us, he told me to go. I just left him there," she shouted over the roar of the rotors starting up. "We have to go," Ratchet said. "We need to get him out of that forest," she insisted. How had their mission gone so wrong? They were sent to retrieve a scientist that the FBI wanted. It was supposed to be an in-and-out mission. Their intel told them that the place was sparsely guarded, and they were good to go in to retrieve Dr. Simmons. But their source was incorrect. The bunker that they had the scientist in was guarded like Fort Knox. Their team was lucky to get the doctor out of there and safely to the helicopter. Ratchet and Mason had radioed her and Hawk to get their asses to the clearing when all hell broke loose. She and Hawk were watching the Team 6. They were the last line of defense, and when the team got out, she could usually breathe a little easier. But not this mission. She and Hawk were practically surrounded by men who were pretty pissed off that they had taken Dr. Simmons. They were running to the tree line, and Patch was sure that they were home free when she saw the light coming from the clearing. She turned back to tell Hawk that they were almost to the clearing when he was hit. Patch watched as he grabbed his belly and fell to the ground. It was like watching her whole world collapse in front of her.